Yo, Super Sorrow, thank you very much for tuning in. So, it's that time of the year again. It's list season. I love this week. This week is the week before New Year, where everyone is making list videos. So, I'm going to do list week. Oh yes, I'm going to do a whole week of list videos, starting with the Power Rangers. Power Rangers surprised me in 2023. I never thought I would come back to this line. I boxed up all my... If you remember, mid last year, I decided to go 100% on Star Wars. And it didn't last very long. It lasted 7 months. So I boxed up all my Power Rangers when I decided to go all in on Star Wars. And obviously, you guys know the story. It didn't work out. I wanted to collect all the lines again. I was missing out on a lot of figures that I like the look of, and yeah, I gave up on just Star Wars. But that's a story for the Star Wars video. This is Power Rangers we're talking about today. So I didn't think I would ever come back to the Power Rangers line after that, and I boxed up all my Mighty Morphins. And once I got back into the other lines, I got the Mighty Morphins back out, put them on display, and it all went from there. I started heavily reading the Boom Studios comic books this year, getting really into the Shattered Grid storyline, really enjoying that. I read the crossover with the Turtles. I read a lot of the Boom Studios Mighty Morphin lines, and I really enjoyed the books. And I'm now a big fan of the Mighty Morphin comic books. And Boom Studios have been helping Hasbro make a lot of good figures this year. A lot of them are in my top 10. So let's jump down and see my favourite Power Ranger action figures of 2022. So here is my lineup of the Lightning Collection figures from 2022 that I got most excited about, and for different reasons and stuff like that. But we'll chat about that as we go through. A couple of things to point out first of all. Yes, I understand that the dinosaur Zord in the middle, the Dinozord, that isn't actually a Lightning Force collection figure. I also understand that Scorpina came out at the tail end of 2021, but I've got a story to tell you. And yes, Finster, I did actually put the review up in 2021 after Hasbro Pulse. However, I did get early access to that figure thanks to Hasbro and being a part of the Hasbro Pulse event. So, but the figure itself came out in 2022 for the mass release, as far as I'm aware. So the Power Rangers Lightning Collection, it was a line that I never really went big on. I collected the Mighty Morphin, but then I got really excited when they started doing the Boom Studios line, and that has continued this year as they've given us a few more to collect, which has made me really happy. So let's start from right to left and go through these figures and why I like them. So starting on the right, we have Finster. Like I said in the beginning, yes, I understand this guy did technically come out in 2021 as a part of Hasbro Pulse. However, the mass release of this figure came out in 2022, like I say, as far as I'm aware. I got early access to this thanks to Hasbro and being a part of the Hasbro Pulse event. This figure, though, is awesome, and it's an exclusive. A lot of people still struggle to find him. I love the fact that they gave us jaw articulation. That's really cool. It came with all his different tools for making bad guys, which all familiarly look like, aluminium foil sort of things. They all look like props, and it's funny, and I love that. And then he's got his magnifying glass, and yeah, just such a cool character. And I can't believe it took them this long to give us Finster. I really do hope in 2023 we do finally get Bulk and Skull. Those are kind of my wants for 2023. But I'll be making a video later on this week about the figures I would love to see in 2023. But yes, Finster was a nice starting point for me. I only got this guy recently, but I really love him. It's the Power Rangers Tyrannosaurus Sentry. Now that again is part of the Shattered Grid storyline, and I picked mine up from TK Maxx here in the UK for around about, I think it was about 12 quid or something like that. I still need to find one more so I can have two of them flanking Lord Drakon, but he is just awesome. I'm going to keep knocking all these figures down, aren't I? He is just too awesome to pass up. I couldn't pass him up. Had to grab him. He's just awesome. and a great addition to the collection, especially with all the Boom Studio stuff. I'm loving the comics for Power Rangers. I actually really got heavily into the comics this year for Power Rangers. I read very quickly. I read through most of the series from Boom Studios, reading the anthologies, because most of them are available for free if you're a Amazon Prime member. You can get the Amazon books. And basically, I've been reading them all on my Kindle. A few of them I have bought in hardback form so I can keep them, as I really do love some of them. So like Drakon New Dawn and stories like that, I have actually got in hardback form. But yeah, this series was so cool. I had to get all the figures from it. I just hope they give us the Mastodon now as well to complete the collection with his sort of rifle axe weapon that he had, because that was cool. Now, Scorpina. I know this figure came out in 2022, but I didn't actually get a hold of this until 2023. And if you guys have been a follower of my channel for some time, you'll remember that I've been lobbying for Scorpina for so long. She's one of my favourite villains from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Most kids fell in love with Kimberly or Trini, or I fell in love with Scorpina. I wanted the bad girl. She was always the one that as a kid I would look at and go, she's nice, you know. But yeah, I think the accuracy and the face sculpt stuff was beautiful on it. And yeah, I'm so happy they released this figure. It took me a while to get hold of it due to, obviously, if you remember at the beginning of the year, I was only doing Star Wars. So a lot of my figure collecting for about 6 months of this year was heavily focused on Star Wars. So I missed out on a lot of releases early in the year and late last year. So with that in mind, this is part of my 2022 collection video, just because I've only just got her in hand. And I got her recently sent from Zavvi, and I know this has been spotted in Entertainer and places like that quite cheap. So go grab one, guys, because she is well worth adding to your collection. Hopefully these aren't all going to fall down and knock the backdrop over. Moving on. Now, the Dinozord here, I both like it and hate it all at once. I love the fact that I can have a 7-inch representation of a Megazord, because with everything that I collect, there is no way that I would be able to fit a full-length, full-size, massive Megazord in my collection. I just have no room for it. I have no need for it. I collect 6 to 7-inch figures. So when they announced these guys, I got really excited. And I didn't realise that they weren't Lightning Force. The Lightning Collection. I really thought these should have been released the same as Lightning Collection. The fact that they're not upset me quite a lot. And they are the same price point as a Lightning Collection figure as well. That's what upsets me more. And there is zero articulation in this thing. It's awful. The head moves left and right. His arms move up to the side. There's a slight rotation there. It's a little ball peg, as you can see inside there. But, like, it's just so basic, and it's clunky, and there's no movement anywhere. His legs, that is it for leg movement. It's just, no. Everything should move, and, it irritates me. It's great to have on the shelf, but again, even the paintwork looks very basic. I wasn't impressed with this release at all. So it was like a love-hate thing. Whilst I was excited to sort of go, yes, I have a Megazord finally in my collection in 7-inch. That looks so cool. I was very disappointed all at once because of the pointlessness of it, if that makes sense. Like, it hurts. It really hurts. Especially as the fact that they've created the monsters. You know, we've got the likes of the Pumpkin Rapper, and we've got Sphinx, and we've got Goldar, and we're probably going to get loads more of the monsters. We've had a few releases this year, and they scale to this. So it's like Rita made them grow. Make my monster grow. And the Megazord's going to go fight the monster just like in the program. However, this is so pointlessly articulated that you couldn't get any good poses with it. I was hoping to buy a bunch of these and make a mini-world diorama to put the monsters in with these guys and have a massive fight scene. But that dream has since been hashed because of the lack of articulation in that product. So, I love it. It's great to have. If they made a Dragonzord, would I buy it? Hell yeah. It's Tommy's Zord. I need it. However, meh, all at once. Moving on. We're moving back into comic book territory, which is where I love Hasbro's Power Rangers line the most. Boom Studios have made some great comic stories, and they've made some great action figures with Hasbro. And this was a Zavvi exclusive here in the UK, I believe, and you could also get it for on Pulse as well. This is the Morphin Swap series from the comic books, where basically all the Power Rangers changed costumes. They went through the Morphin grid or something, and they come out different costumes. I haven't read that story in a while, so I'm a bit rusty on it. But basically, Trini and Jason had a bit of alone time on an alien planet, and sort of rekindled their love for one another. And it was kind of cool. And they basically the costumes are swapped. So Trini became the Red Ranger, and Jason became the Yellow Ranger. We also saw things like, I believe, Kimberly became the Blue Ranger. I think. Did Blue become pink or Black became pink? I can't remember. But yeah, they all swapped costumes during that story. It would be cool to get the rest of the series to complete it. But I love these two, and it's cool to have a male body in the yellow, because in Japan, I believe Super Sentai, the Yellow Ranger was a man in their version, I believe. In over here in the West, we had Trini. I don't believe they did over in Japan. I think it was a male character inside that costume, I think, if I remember rightly. So it's cool to have that. But it's just cool to have different representations of characters. So like we've got the now a female Red Ranger. So if they made a few more of these where they gave us different body shapes on different colours, you could basically build your own Power Ranger line as you saw fit and make up your own Power Ranger teams. I think that'd be a really cool thing to do. And again, they're just so cool. I loved these. I only got them recently again, and these are recent to my collection thanks to Zavvi sending them through to us for review. Now, the last one on my list, and possibly one of my favourite releases of this year. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about them. I know a lot of people hate them. Some people love them, some people hate them. It's the Hasbro take on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossed over with the Power Rangers. The heads do look out of shape. The heads are a little bit small. But I like the representation of having them. I think they're fun. And that's what matters to me, is the fun factor. These figures are awesome. And again, I wouldn't have them if it wasn't for the entertainer here in the UK dropping them dirt cheap. These eventually became £20 a set here in the UK. So we were able to grab all of them. Obviously, there's Kimberly. I didn't bother getting Kimberly out to go with them, but it was like, it's not Kimberly, it's April O'Neil. I never bothered displaying the April O'Neil Kimberly figure. It just didn't interest me. I just wanted just the Power Rangers and Shredder. And once I got these guys from Entertainer, I had to go back and then pick up the Shredder figure from an online retailer, because I needed to complete the collection once I had them all in hand. It's just such a cool series, and again, it's based on a comic book that I enjoyed. And yeah, they just look fun. They're a lot of fun. So I'm definitely happy to have these in my collection. It's cool that they tried to match the colours as best they could. Obviously, Raph in red, Leo in blue, Mikey in yellow, because it's kind of, orangey yellow. The only thing I didn't understand was Donnie in black. I know it was the last colour left, but they kept his purple bandana. It just looks so odd. But yeah, it was fun. And then obviously we saw the Dragon Coin go to Shredder in that series. The reason Shredder isn't down here with them is because I believe he was a 2021 exclusive from the information that I have. So he doesn't qualify to be a part of the 2022 line. I know I'm going back on my own word here because I put Scorpina in this line, but yeah, I have different reasons. But what do you guys think? What was your favourite Power Rangers figures for this year? Please bear in mind, I know people hate when I say this, but I am a big fan of Mighty Morphin and the comics. So I focus on the era of Mighty Morphin and Boom Studios. I don't tend to go for the SPD lines, Turbo. I haven't bothered with any of the Dino Force, whatever they're called. I didn't watch Power Rangers past Turbo as a kid. I think maybe Turbo or Zeo were like my last sort of watch as a kid. And I've never gone back and re-watched Power Rangers past Mighty Morphin. I know that's a crime. But yeah, my love of Power Rangers comes from the original series, and the comic books are keeping that very much alive for me. But guys, what are your thoughts on my lineup, and who's in your lineup for your favourite Power Rangers figures of 2022? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tomorrow's video will be Star Wars The Black Series. Which figures were my favourite Black Series of 2022? Tune in tomorrow to find out. And on New Year's Eve, I will do my rundown of my top 10 action figures of 2022, where I'll mix everything together and come up with a top 10 list of my favourite action figures of just this year. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for Star Wars. Until then, may the Force be with you.